All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, but Abba, there is one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom, Quran, man. Shalom, Dave, man. Shalom, Craig, man. Peace, brother Omar, man. Revelation 1 and 4. John to the 7 assemblies which are in Asia, grace unto you, and shalom from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, from the 7 ruachs which are before his throne, and from Yahushua HaMashiach, the faithful witness, the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the malice of the Arats, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and have made us kings and priests unto Elohim his Abba. To him esteem and dominion forever and ever, amen. Behold, he come with clouds, every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him, and all kindred of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. I'm the Aleph and Tah, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. I, Yakanan, also, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation, and in the Malkuf and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the isle that is called Patmos, for the word of Elohim and for the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. I was in the Ruach on the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, the Aleph and the Tah, the first and the last. And what you see, write in a book and send it unto the 7 assemblies which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, unto Sardis, unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea. Come on, Savo. Isaiah 4:1.
And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by your name to take away our reproach.
Mm-hmm. Jeremiah 15:9.
She that hath borne 7 languish. She hath given up the Ruach. Her sun is gone down while it was yet day. She hath been ashamed and confounded. And the residue of them will I deliver to the sword before their enemies, saith Yahuwah.
Exodus 2:16. Your mama sick too? All y'all niggas diseased.
She did home hard.
Nah, Jamal still, that nigga nose running like a track star. But I think the rest of that whooping cough about out of. Your children still sick, Lee?
They still got a cough, but it's not really.
Yeah, I think their antibiotics done though.
Yeah, they finished with it. Mine finished like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no, they might cough for months. Yeah, that ain't something that just go away. That junk can persist for about a year. The smaller ones got it. You want to watch them though. You make sure they don't develop pneumonia.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Her most of them went away. Other things that she's a baby.
Yeah, that's the one you got to watch. The other ones, they big enough. I think they say if there's 3 and under, to watch them. Go ahead.
Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away.
Shalom, Mother Shalom.
But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. When they had came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that you are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? And why is it that you have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread.
East, what's happening, man? That's good. So we are in Revelation 2 and 12. We are talking about Pergamos. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Brother Ernest, man. So we is talking about Pergamos. Let's see what we got. Come on with it.
And to the Malachim of the assembly in Pergamos, right? These things saith he.
My bad. We did that already, didn't we? We in Thyatira. My bad. We in Thyatira. My apologies. We in verse 18. Revelation 2 and 18. We in Thyatira.
And unto the Malachim of the assembly in Thyatira, right? These things saith the son of Elohim.
Who have his eyes like a what?
Unto a flame of fire.
And his feet
like fine brass.
Now, y'all know where that come from. You know Revelation 1 say that. And then you know Daniel speaks to that. But now you see the Lord saying that about himself. I'm not going to delve into that because it's not that serious. But I give you one just on the strength. Ezekiel 40 and 1, though. Remember, we just taking a step-by-step look at everything he said to these assemblies and the basis and root where some of those statements come from. Because some of these statements revert back to other things in the text, if you would. Come on, Ezekiel 40 and 1.
In the 5 and 20th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th of the month, in the 14th year, after the city was smitten, in the self-same day, the hand of Yahuwah was upon me and brought me there.
Where he brought you to?
In the visions of Elohim brought me into the land of Yasharal and set me upon a very high mountain, by which was as the frame of a city on the south.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought me there, and behold, a man whose appearance like the appearance of brass.
A man whose appearance was like what?
Like brass.
His appearance was like what?
Brass.
Is this an angel or is this a regular man? This is a Malachim. I'm just mentioning that because there's another place where you see somebody whose physical appearance is described as brass. We haven't talked about that a lot because I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people who feel the over need to prove that somebody is black or brown, if you would. You know what I'm talking about? But I just wanted you to see that if you were not aware that such a thing existed. Read that verse again, if you would, sir.
And he brought me there, and behold, a man whose appearance like the appearance of brass, with a line of flax in his hand, and a measuring reed, and he stood in the gate. And the man said unto me, Son of man, behold with your eyes, and hear with your ears.
That's good. That's all we wanted to do. So now we're in verse 19 of Revelation chapter 2. Now he's going to tell them about what he knows about them in Thyatira. Let's see what it says.
I know your works, and love, and service, and faith, and your patience, and your works.
And the last.
More than the first.
So hold on, man. What does that mean, sir? That means he say how you ended is better than when you started. Now, we could look at examples of that, of people who didn't start that great, but they ended better. Just like you said, you need to repent and go back and do the first works because you started good, but now you slacking. But we're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on this raggedy heifer he's finna talk about in verse 20.
And notwithstanding, I have a few things against you because you suffer that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants, to commit fornication and eat things sacrificed unto idols. Now
stop. Now we finna go look at Jezebel. Now one thing about Jezebel is grossly misrepresented. A Jezebel spirit is not a whorish woman. Jezebel was a married woman, but what she was an idolater, and what she was a persecutor. You know what I'm talking about? And what she was a conniver, because you know what she did with Naboth, and we may look at that also. Come over here to 1 Kings 16. Let's see what we need with it. 1 Kings 16 and 29. Come on, baby Joe.
And in the 38th year of Asa, king of Yehuda, began Ahab, the son of Omri, to reign over Yasharal. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Yasharal in Samaria 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of Yahuwah above all that were before him.
Mm-hmm.
It came to pass, as it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal and worshipped him.
He went and served who?
Baal. Worship
and he reared up what?
An altar for Baal in the house of Baal.
Which he built where?
Samaria.
And Ahab made what?
A grove.
And did what?
More to provoke Yahuwah Elohim Yasharal to anger than all the kings of Yasharal that were before him.
So pause. So this is the first thing you need to understand. She served Baal. Not Baal Peor like we were talking about the other day, but Baal. Now, let's take a look at the type of thing that this woman was doing. I guess we could get the Naboth in here if we need to. I'm looking for, I'm trying to remember where this at with Obadiah. Well, let's look at this move that Jezebel pulled. 1 Kings 21. Y'all know the story. 21-1. But we'll go back over. It might be somebody who don't know. Now, again, this is also what led. That's why I didn't see it, because the page is missing. Yeah, that's why that threw me off, because the pages is gone. My junk go from 17 to 20. I forgot which one of them children snatched them pages out. Joanne, you snatched them pages out? Nah, because they was already gone before you was even walking upon the earth. One second. Now that's why Elijah went ahead and prayed for it not to rain. Read 1 Kings 17-1. After 1 Kings 17-1, the epistle of James. That's why he prayed for it not to rain, because Jezebel had all of these people worshiping Baal. Now, of course, it wasn't necessarily Jezebel out front, though you will read in a moment, where she persecuted all the prophets, and Obadiah had to hide them 50 by cave because she was killing them. Now, Ahab was complicit, whether directly or indirectly, he was still with it. That's what you're going to see with the vineyard of Naboth. Because with Naboth, he was supposed to tell her, oh, no, we can't do that, and actually chastise his wife. But he didn't do that because his desire for the vineyard, Shalom, Brother Marcus, was greater than keeping the word. So I was just telling Emily, I had a conversation with a gentleman that really just pissed me off. And what pissed me off was not the attribute of someone keeping or not keeping the Sabbath. It's the ability to tell somebody to do something while in the same breath say you don't do it yourself and call yourself a man. I find that to be despicable. You know what I'm saying? I also find it to be despicable for men to only hold to the values that they profess when it's convenient for them. You know what I'm talking about? It's real easy to say you godly when it's convenient for you. That goes back to what we were talking about last night about whether you strong or weak in the area. But see, it's one thing if you seeking to overcome something and you have a moment of weakness. That's different. But when you outright only hold fast to certain principles when it's easy for you, you are a dishonorable individual. You know what I'm talking about? To say the least. And you certainly can't call yourself a man. You can't tell people this is what you should do, but when your boss call you and tell you to go to work, you're going to go to work, but condemn somebody else who say they don't keep it at all. Well, sir, you don't keep it either. Because as soon as Mr. Charlie say, I need you on the clock, you're going to go. But when you stand for something, you stand for it even with the face of loss. Because I will not compromise my principles. I will not compromise my values to appease another person or to deliver myself. So I think we read that when we were looking at Smyrna. He said, be faithful unto death. I don't think a lot of people are that faithful, and that's what that temptation is about. When he said, hey, don't lead me not into temptation. You don't want your fidelity to get tried. But a lot of people do. They don't have any fidelity, so they don't care if it gets tried. Oh, I know God never compromised. I don't think people understand the definition of the word compromise. You know what I'm saying? It's to take less than what you want. To make a concession is to say, okay, I really wanted 12 pizzas, but I'll take 3. You know what I'm saying? God ain't never taken less than what he wants. You either meet the standard or you don't. It's not, well, I know you said you couldn't do it. No, you don't operate like that. And truth be told, why would you want anybody in your life on the natural side of things who would be willing to do that? Meaning that they would be willing for you to do lesser in order to appease. You shouldn't want people who would want you to do less than what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. But that's just me. Come on, Sid.
And Elijah the Tishbite, who was
that's right, Craig. That is half-hearted.
Of Gilead said unto Ahab, as Yahuwah Elohim Yasharah live, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of Yahuwah came unto him, saying, get you hence, turn you eastward, hide yourself by the brook Corinth.
Now notice, right? He said there ain't going to be no rain for 3 years, right? Now come over there to the epistle of James, chapter 5, and verse 16. Now, we're reading that for a reason. It's not necessarily directly related to Jezebel. It's for a greater point.
Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that you may be healed.
You need to do what?
Confess your faults one to another.
And to do what else?
Pray one for another.
That you might be
healed.
Why?
The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
It availed much. The continual praying of a righteous man can overcome many things. What does that mean? That means Yahuwah would bend his ear down and hearken to his voice. Let me tell you something, man. I know a lot of brothers that make you feel like this and feel like that. Man, and he about to say this. Elijah ain't no more righteous than you is. The same way that Yahuwah could hearken to Elijah, he can hearken to you. The same way he can feed Elijah. Because I remember a dude told me that when we first got in the word. Oh, you got to prepare food and have it stocked up. He ain't going to feed you like he fed Elijah. And I was like, why wouldn't he? And he didn't have a response for that. Why wouldn't he? So you mean to tell me he only faithful to people that you can read written down on the page? He ain't faithful to nobody else? Get me 2 Chronicles 16:9 on the strength from that, man. Shalom, Brother Robert.
When you praying like for others, what should you be praying for?
Well, that's why he mentioned confess your faults one to another. So if an individual has made known that I'm dealing with ABC, then you pray for him on that. You know what I'm saying? Versus in regards of guessing. If you don't know, you just pray for their strength. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. But that's why that confess part is in there. Because if individual, and that goes back to what we were talking about last night, if you're self-aware, then and you have the ability to say, I'm dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? Then individuals can pray for that. Like I say, unfortunately, in this particular society, people too more concerned about if somebody going to talk about them. Then you would have to sit back and look at if these are godly people and you worrying about them talking about you, are they really godly people? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if you're talking about you dealing with some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Better to talk to God about it than talk to a nigga who can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because why would somebody tell you something and you want to talk to this person about it? What's telling them going to do anything? What that's going to do? That's if you're genuinely concerned with this individual. Also, we're trying to get in line the same book of life. Absolutely. And that's right. His mercies is throughout every generation. And he said that. That's why I would tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like when I say I be getting pissed off, I don't be mad because I know these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, we cool, but I'm going to tell you about yourself. It ain't no beef or nothing. You know what I'm talking about? But you sound dumb, though. And somebody need to tell you sound dumb. Same way, dude. Read me Jeremiah 32:19. See, I meant to read some of these last night and I didn't do it. See, read Jeremiah 32:19. Listen to what type of attributes he said this man possessed. And then after that, you can get your numbers 14 and 15 and look what he say there. Jeremiah 32:19. Listen to what he said.
Great in counsel and mighty in work, for your eyes are open upon all the ways of the sons of men, to give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings, which have set signs and wonders.
Back it up to 17. I think I missed what I want. By about a verse or two. Jeremiah 32:17. Then we'll get 2 Chronicles 16:9. I almost skipped.
Yahuwah Elohim, behold, you have made Shamahim and their rats by your great power and stretched out arm. There is nothing too hard for you.
Ain't nothing difficult.
You show loving kindness unto thousands.
You show what?
Loving kindness.
He told me that was churchy. He showed what?
Loving kindness.
Under who?
Unto thousands.
So guess what you're supposed to do, Cindy? What else he do?
And recompense the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them.
See, I told him that. He paid people back, but that's for sin. Everything that happened to everybody out here ain't because of no sin. Go ahead.
The mighty Elohim, Yahuwah of hosts, is his name.
Now, give them 2 Chronicles 16:9. That's what I was telling you earlier, man. I had a conversation with brothers about this for years when they go to talking about working on the Sabbath. No, 2 Chronicles 16:9 is supposed to be first. You'll read in Deuteronomy 7 where he say you'll read in Exodus 34 where he say he showed mercy to thousands of them that keep his commandments, and you mean to tell me that you say you believe that Yahuwah is merciful and you in covenant with him, and you made a sacrifice according to that covenant, and Yahuwah not going to be merciful to you? You worry about losing your job? You a coward. And you ain't fit to have that man's name in your mouth, in my personal estimation. You know what I'm talking about? And I've held that viewpoint from day one. You cannot tell me in one breath in your law that this man showed mercy to thousands who keep his commandments. Read me Psalms 50 and 5, where he say, make a covenant with me by sacrifice. And then we're going to read that this man showed himself strong in behalf of those whose heart is perfect towards him. And because some old funky dog cracker tell you to come to work, and you say, no, I'm going to serve my God, that he going to leave you hanging? You's a certified buster, nigga. You's a whole hoe out here. You don't believe in this man. You just running your. I almost said something. My child said, right. Go ahead.
Say, for the eyes of Yahuwah run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in behalf of those whose heart is perfect toward him.
So he showed himself strong in behalf of who?
Them whose heart is perfect toward him.
So what you think this man gonna do if you stand for him? You think he just gonna leave you floating in the wind? I mean, you don't believe in the man. You say interested to push back when you show the Lord had love. Yeah, that's wild to me, bro. But you'll get it all the time. Numbers 14 and 15, man. Listen to what he's saying. It's just the thought process. It's really just the mentality, bro. You have to be a man, bro. I don't know why dudes think having loving kindness and mercy make you less than a man. I don't even know what's wrong with these niggas. Like, did your daddy not love you, man? You know what I'm talking about? Did somebody not give you a hug when you was a child, man? Because I can understand why you would think that way if you grew up in a household where ain't nobody loved you. More specifically, if there was no men who loved you. For you to understand that your father can love you and chastise you and correct you at the same time. Like, damn, your dad ain't never give you no hug, my nigga. Nothing. That's ugly. You know what I'm talking about? Now, of course, it also depends on what generation that your father come from. You know what I'm saying? Because some generation of men come from a different time period and they showed their love differently. You know what I'm saying? So I have to take that into account. I'm not negating that. You know what I'm saying? But some of these niggas are strict. Go ahead.
Now, if you shall kill all these people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of you will speak, saying, because Yahuwah was not able to bring this people into the land which he swore unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness.
That's right.
Now I beseech you, let the power of my Lord be great, according as you have spoken, saying, Yahuwah is long-suffering.
He's what?
Long-suffering.
What else is it?
Of great mercy.
And what else does he do?
Forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth. So
why these dudes always talking about he a man of war, but he repeatedly telling you he long-suffering? Exodus 34 and 6, just because. And after that, Jeremiah 3 and 8.
And Yahuwah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah Elohim, merciful, gracious,
abundant,
long-suffering,
abundant,
in goodness and truth,
showing,
keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children. Unto the
so again, as I've mentioned to you on numerous occasions, that is not a New Testament concept or behavior. The man has always been merciful. He's always been gracious. He's always been slow to wrath. This is who he is. He's always been this way. This ain't something that just started when Jesus popped up. But dudes don't want to take that character on because, oh, that's churchy. There's something wrong with you, bro. When this man said he'll draw you with loving kindness, there's something wrong with you, man. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with you. He said, Yahuwah allowed me to keep my job and do it. Absolutely, bro. Because sometimes as a man, you just got to stand for something, man. You know, sometimes, man, it's literally what we were talking about last night. You getting tried to see how faithful you are. And you don't know you getting tried and you folded and you really trying to come up with a justification in your mind to make yourself feel better about being a coward. You know what I'm saying? Because you were scared. You were scared you were going to lose your job. You know why you was going to scared you were going to lose your job? Go ahead and give Matthew chapter, what that is, man. I done forgot the verse. This is what they were scared of. Oh, lying behind niggas, man. I don't even want to waste no time and have you in the wrong place. Matthew 6 and 24. Shalom, Sister Virginia.
Say no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve Elohim and Mammon. Therefore I say unto you,
Take note.
thought for your life.
Take note.
Thought for your life.
Now, what does go back to? Taking thoughts for your life, dealing with anxiety. So what verse does take you to? Finish it off, man. That's not the main one, but it's a part of it. That's the offshoot. Philippians 4:8 is the offshoot of the main verse.
Therefore I say unto you, take
Hold
no
on,
thought.
y'all ain't gave me the main verse. Philippians is the offshoot. I got to make sure you remember the branch. You say Proverbs 27:1, read that for me. Say, my manager sacked me because I couldn't work Monday to Friday every week on that calendar. He said, my main boss called a meeting with me and my manager told him, let him do it. Praise Yahuwah. I know that's right. But sometimes you got to, man, look at me. I'll be honest with you, bro. Sometimes you just got to stand for the word. You'll be surprised what happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes them people will capitulate, or maybe it might redirect you in a better situation where you ain't got to be concerned with it. Now, I know sometimes that stuff be difficult when you already on a job and you start doing that. But I can tell you this here, if you lead with it when you start a job, they know what time it is off the top. Hey, I'm not going to be here. And you could call me and I'm not coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already telling you ahead of time, I'm not coming. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Now, most of y'all in here, you ain't got to worry about it. You work for yourself, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. So the amount of prosperity and pleasure in America makes it a great place to try men day by day. And that's why we was reading what the movie Devil Advocate was about and what he said he ended with. Vanity is my favorite sin. That the love of oneself, that selfishness, that narcissistic tendency and leaning. Oh, Satan get people with that all the time. I understand people got kids to feed. I ain't mad at that. But guess what? He about to read it to you. Yahuwah already know what you have need of before you ask it. He know your kids need to eat. He know your rent need to be paid. He know you need clothes on your back. The same way that you know that about your children because they're your children, he know it too. So at that point, we really state that, oh, Yahuwah is a bad father. I don't think he'll do X, Y, Z for me. That's what you're saying subconsciously. You may not realize that's what you're saying, but that's what you're saying. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Saying it all that to say if you stand on it, he will make a way and he will keep you. And it blew my mind to see him do that. This was way back in 2017 when I was new to it. Yeah, man, you just got to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man at some point in your life. What you at, son?
Proverbs 27:1.
Yeah, run that.
Say, boast not yourself for tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's a little different. That's not the root. Jeremiah 17:7 is the root. Jeremiah 17:7 is the root. Run it for me. And blessed.
It's the man that trusts in Yahuwah.
Whose hope?
Yahuwah is.
Why?
For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters and that spread out her roots by the river.
And what else?
Shall not see when heat comes.
When that heat that's dealing with ain't. Hold on. Go ahead. That's the wrong one.
But her leaf shall be green and shall not be careful in the year of drought.
That word kelfer in Hebrew relates to anxiety.
Neither shall cease from yielding fruit.
You say you'll never have anxiety in the time of tribulation. You'll have no worries. So when the Lord come back in Matthew 6 and tell you to take no thought of your life, you can see that the inference is being drawn from Jeremiah because Jeremiah done told you this from the mouth of Yahuwah. Hey, man, if you trust in Yahuwah, you know whose hope Yahuwah is. If he's your expectation, you won't have no anxiety. And that's why the Philippians 4:8 that you mentioned, that's the offshoot, because he say, be anxious for nothing. And if you do feel anxiety, to think on this and think on that, you know what you be thinking on? Yahuwah. And if your mind is on Yahuwah, it's because you trust in him. For trusting Yahuwah forever, for trusting Yahuwah is everlasting strength. Bro said he wanted to hit Psalms 118:8. He said, I had to make it clear I hold the Sabbath, so I'm totally unavailable, and all the feast days that call for certain days to work. I would not. That's all you got to do. Sometimes you just got to be a man, bro.
Sometimes they like, all right. Some of them, they say no.
I mean, the only thing they can do is say no. And you know what you can do? Get another job. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you love money or you fear Mr. Charlie so bad that that's what you want. And that's a personal problem, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, from my experience, if you going to work standing on business too, that's another thing.
Yeah, they ain't going to do it. People people know when you be pump faking. They be like, that nigga just. Yeah. You know what it take? All it takes is for you to come in one time. They don't care nothing about what you. It ain't even they got you. You got yourself. Why would I listen to you? You never, ever compromise. I'm talking about on anything you stand on in life, not just with the word, with anything. You know what I'm saying? If you say, this is what I stand on, I do this and I don't do that, you never compromise. Because once you compromise, nobody respects you. I told you this plenty of time, man. Of course, it's different with most of y'all in here because you're married. But man or woman, if you say you own the word, and this person can persuade you to give up them yams or pull your wee-wee out, they ain't gonna never respect nothing you got to say after that. You've compromised yourself. They don't believe you anymore. I told you, they know now I'm your God. Because you've been into my will. I mean, it is what it is. That's right. Praise you. He said, I got another job. If that job, that's it, man. There's a lot of jobs. You can't turn around and say you believe God is merciful and faithful and then do stuff that show your actions show that you don't believe that. You know why people don't want to do that? Because they might have to go through a period of uncomfortable situations and circumstances. And, you know, human beings don't like to be uncomfortable. Let's just be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand why you wouldn't want to be uncomfortable. But
that made me think about when they say because of persecution, tribulation.
Yeah, you offended because of and that's what he said. When you ain't got no root in yourself, when persecution or tribulation arise because of the word, by and by, you are offended. You know what I'm saying? It's just as simple as that. That's right. This walk ain't all comfort. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is, it is all comfort. It is all comfort. You can't turn around and this man say he called his Ruach the comforter, and it is all comfort. It's just not comfort how we want. See, you want comfort to fit you. Don't make my life difficult. But guess what I go back into, Civic? He done led you into temptation. See, everybody think temptation is some yams. Temptation ain't no yams. What the Lord said in Luke, you are those who are with me in my what? That means his fidelity got tested. But everybody think fidelity getting tested is sexual impropriety. Man, it's your faithfulness to everything this man say to you.
My homeboy going through one time, he was like, man, I thought he said the burden was easy, man. Well, like, this ain't easy.
One thing about it, he never said life was easy. He said, man, in the world, you're going to have tribulation. That's what he told you.
The job anyway.
But that's how, listen, and I understand this here, right, from a natural point of view. Especially how probably the churches espouse it. Y'all can speak to that better than I could. You know what I'm saying? They make you believe that once you come into this, that your life is going to be smooth sailing on the Atlantic Ocean and the St. Johns River and Trout River with the breeze blowing, with a nice, cool adult beverage in your hand, and life is good and comfortable. But really, you on the cargo ship in the middle of the ocean in a storm. Yeah. Then you come out that storm and it's cool. And another storm could be coming, might not be coming. You'll never know.
The church ain't no restriction.
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't really telling you. Yeah.
She said that's exactly what they teach. She said Messiah's life was hard. We ain't got them problems. Definitely. But sometimes you have to take a step back and look at it, right? People's perspective is going to be based off the people who instructed them or where they acquired information from. You know what I'm saying? So if you're told consistently that when you get in the word, your life should be easier. And if it's not easier, you're wicked. People be confused. You know what I'm saying?
You can have it all, basically.
Yeah, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it. And that's why people be confused, because you told me this, and then this is not happening. And then here come this person with the word showing me this. Now they confused. And that's why niggas say, hey, man, I don't want nothing to do with this no more. And from their point of view, could you blame them? You got this person all scrambled up. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what's the point? Go ahead, bro. Where you at with it?
Psalms 118:8.
Let's see what that says.
It says, better to trust in Yahuwah than to put confidence in man.
Yeah, indeed. And that's a whole nother scenario. But more so what we're looking at is anxiety. worry. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural. Clearly, if he's telling you these things, he knows that anxiety is something that will occur. This is not something that he's just saying you just so wicked and horrible because you feel anxiety from time to time. He's literally saying be anxious for nothing and giving you tangible ability to overcome the anxiety. You know why? Psalms 103 and what? 18. I meant to do this last night. I do want to hammer in the fact of the type of character that your God had. That these that's not it. That's not it. Not verse 18 is not it. It's 13. You want to start at 13. Matter of fact, you can give me verse 6 and we'll move around because he's gonna say it in a few ways. It just show you that these niggas don't know this man. That's it. Psalms 103 and 6.
Who will execute righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed.
So if you're oppressed, this man say he will execute judgment and righteousness for you. This is an element of his character. Continue.
He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Yasharal.
Look at what he type of man he says he is again in verse 8.
Who is merciful
He's
and
what?
gracious. Merciful and gracious.
Oh my! And what else is he?
Slow to anger.
And what is he full of?
Plenteous in mercy.
Come on, man. He will not always.
Chide.
Neither will he keep
His anger forever.
Come on, man. What's wrong with these dudes? Verse 13. What's wrong with these people?
So, like as a father pity his children, so you will pity them that.
You know what people feel like when they hear stuff when you talk like that? Oh, you telling people they can sin anyway. No, nigga. We telling somebody that if you in a sin, you could actually approach this man and there's possibility he could have mercy on you. Oh, yeah, but I ain't want to leave. I started to and I just kept on. Verse 13.
Like as a father pity his children, so you will pity them that fear him. For he know our frame.
He said he pity like a father pities his own children. Yahuwah pity those who have reverence for him. So if you reverenced him enough to say, I'm not coming to your funky job today. Now it's a room full of parents in here. It's more than likely a clubhouse full of parents, a YouTube full of parents. You mean to tell me you don't look at your child, knowing your child's frame, and you have compassion on them? Because that's what pity means in that verse is compassion. So you just look at your son and be like, man, bump that nigga. Come on, man. You say, I also come down to the churches because imagine being instructed by a lukewarm character or the ones who hold the things of Balaam. Oh, yeah, that's tough. If you're a man, move circumspectly. That's right, and protect your spirit. But look how he said he is a father pity his children. Now, if you as a parent could look at your child and have no compassion on them, that's messed up. I don't even have no word for that. So just imagine what he do. He said he had that same compassion for all those who have reverence or yireh for him. Reverence and respect. Come on, man. Read verse 10. This is then.
So he have not dealt with us after our sins, nor rewarded us according to our iniquities.
For as the heavens
is high above the earth,
so great
is his mercy toward them that fear him.
So you mean to tell me he ain't gonna show no mercy on you when you told them people you're not coming? But niggas steady screaming, it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath day. You ain't doing no good for nobody going to work on the Sabbath. That's for you. He said to do good. If you're doing good for someone, doing good, that means that's something that benefits someone else and not you. Don't say you going to work for them children. You ain't going to work for them children, nigga. You know how I know that? Because every man who ever sold drugs in the hood in his life say he was doing it to take care of his family. You were doing that for yourself first. Then them. Straight up. And the nigga tell you anything else, they lying. Now imagine what your son, if you told your son every day, son, we got to keep the Sabbath. And then you be like, oh, daddy got to go to work today. Your son going to look at you like you're a buster. What about God? What you going to tell him then? You going to make something up. You going to make something up. See, this is not about no doctrine, man. This is about you being a man. This is about being who you say you are. This is about living how you say you live. How you going to look yourself in the mirror and know that you don't do what you say you telling others to do. And the book say you inexcusable, old man. Like you said, the kid's going to call you out. How you going to look your son in the face and say, yeah, son, I know I told you to do this, but daddy got to do that. Man, come on, man. It's only after a certain period your son not going to respect you. He's not going to respect you. Then you're going to be like, this disrespectful little boy? Nah, don't blame that little boy. Blame yourself. Blame yourself because you told that boy to do something and you don't do it. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. Man, ain't nobody gonna see. That's the thing. You're not gonna lose your job and be homeless, man. And if God did have you end up being homeless, then shoot, serve God and be homeless then. But that's the point of what we were reading the verses. He showed mercy to those that fear him. That man is not gonna leave you out there looking crazy and sideways. He's not gonna do that. Yeah, he's not gonna do that. It come down, do you believe it's man or not? And the mass majority of people do not. It's not about how many precepts you got in your precept package. It ain't about how many doctrines you can throw out there. It's not about who you can cut up. It's not about how you can show this is pagan and that is pagan. Do you believe that he is who he says he is, and he's a rewarder of those that seek him? And will you stand on that even to the death? Most of these whole niggas not. They not. He says it's really about believing and trusting Yahuwah to provide when you stand your ground and obey him. Amen. It definitely is. And most of these niggas don't believe none of it. Shalom, Brother Shaul. Peace, 10K. That's right, he's going to provide for you. When this man say the birds of the air have nests, foxes have holes, the son of Adam had nowhere to lay his head at, and that man went without nothing. Now, I told y'all this here, boy, nigga, I was out here preaching in the street with nowhere to stay, nigga. Only made $200 a week. I never slept outside. I never went hungry. You know what I'm talking about? The man gonna give you what you need. He didn't promise you a Range Rover. He didn't promise you a Bentley. He didn't promise you a 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 square foot house. He didn't promise you the finest of threads. He said, I will give you your daily bread, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he told you. If you have what you need to sustain yourself for today, then give thanks. Because there's somebody out here ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? See, it don't be the fact that he don't provide. People want him to provide what they want. And if it's not what they want, then he ain't providing. See, you are ungrateful bastard. That's what you is. You know what I'm saying? You don't appreciate nothing. You don't value nothing. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They don't value nothing. Say half the stuff that don't work out for people because they don't believe in you who are going to do it anyway. They just say they do, but absolutely, it's definitely not in their heart. And that's absolutely what Yahushua was telling the apostles and the Pharisees. Man, this junk ain't hard, bro. Man, it's like I said, man, the word is simple if you believe it. You know, there's spaces you can have conversations with people about the word. Hell, if debating and cutting up people is your thing, you don't say, let your sword swing. You know what I'm talking about? I don't give a damn. But you got to focus on the fact of, oh, but this is my life, though. Like, I live this, though. But I stand on this, though. I have a grasp and understanding of the character of my God, and I don't not only seek to emulate his character, I seek to become his character. I'm not trying to emulate him. I'm trying to become him because that's his desire. Why you keep messing with that boy? He ain't bothering nobody. No, you got that boy crying. Amen, Craig. You bothering that boy. You know what you're doing. He said he could give us that desire, but we could lose him. Going back to the left. Yeah, you could lose it. So you got to be on guard, man. Because listen, man, we already know it's real out here, man. So you got to give thanks, man. If you had clothes to put on your back and food to put in your belly, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't have to sleep outside in the elements, give thanks. Because if somebody slept outside last night, and if somebody went to bed hungry, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about old hungry. I'm talking about like ain't nothing in here, man. We just gonna go to sleep and dream about some food. You know what I'm saying? I done been there too. That's why I tell you, like, that's why it's not about feeling merciful, being compassionate. It's not a feeling, it's something that you do. It's something that you show. You move to it when you see somebody in that situation because you've been there, you know how it feels. This is part of the reason why Mashiach manifested himself in the flesh so that he could be able to be a faithful and merciful high priest to the people. Because he would know and understand what you're dealing with. But come on, man. Read me verse 17. We got to roll with it. But the mercy
of Yahuwah is from everlasting to everlasting
upon them
that fear him,
and his righteousness
unto children's children,
to such as what?
keep his covenant to those that remember his commandments to do them.
Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This man tried to compare eating shoe bread to going to work to pay your rent. That junk is ridiculous, man. Then you know the first thing they want to scream? The women out of order, ain't it? That's what they like to scream. The women don't follow, they don't submit, but you a whole nigga though. You don't even submit to your God. And I'm not saying that it's a requisite according to the word that you have to submit to God for her to submit to you, but nigga, she not going to respect you, cuz. If she see you compromise everything you say you stand for, if she see you hypocritical in multiple areas of what you got going on, what is this woman going to listen to you for? Because I wouldn't listen to you. So I could understand why she would. And you know what busters think? I mean, there's something wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with her. It's something wrong with you. And it's not an old man. Nah, bro. Look here, man. Let me tell you something, man. If you didn't realize this here, but women are human beings too. And they observe things too. And they lose respect for people too. And they can peep out a buster too. Just because you feel like you got a ding-a-ling don't mean that this woman just going to be like, well, he's a great man. Not if you a buster. Now, I will say this here. After a period of time, you start to become contemptible to her, and she will begin to disrespect you viciously. You know what I'm talking about? She is going to make your life a living hell, and not necessarily consciously. You know what I'm saying? It's just something innate to say, punish this whole nigga. Punish him. You know what I'm talking about? He deserved to be punished. He been acting like a buster for 15 years. That's a long time to be dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? What we hope? I don't forget.
The Matthew 6.
Yeah, go back. 6 and 24.
Say no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
That's right.
You cannot serve Elohim and mammon.
Can't do it.
Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body, what you shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
That man says, is not your life more important than food and clothing?
Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Abba feed them. Are you not much better than they? Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? Or why take you thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin.
Paul, tell them what thought is in that verse, man. In the Greek,
Here now, that's to be anxious, to be troubled with cares.
And that's why those who sow their seed in amongst the thorns and choke off the word. Because the cares and affairs of this life and the deceitfulness of riches choke it off and you can't produce the fruit. Go ahead, man.
And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his esteem was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore if Elohim do clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith?
When I used to be in the street preaching, man, I used to lead with that verse all the time, just to be able to gauge the level of faith of the individual I was talking to. You know what I'm saying? That would allow me to adjust to which way this conversation gonna go. Y'all have verse on this old man. I remember I was talking to my homeboy Lil Eric about this here, man, and he was like, man, we got to be for real. I said, well, it is for real, though. I said, you think this just is a statement he just making that's not rooted in reality? But I understand it's easy to not have trust into something that your eyes can't lay hold on. You know what I'm saying? It's easy not to have trust in someone who you cannot see and whom you actually haven't had direct interaction with. That's why you have to move to have the dang, the word is escaping me, man. You know, I ain't what the Hebrew word for experience is, man. I don't forgot it. Nevertheless, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I appreciate you, good sir. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to experience him for yourself. See, there's no amount of preaching anybody can do to bring that to pass for you. You know what I'm saying? That's something that your level of really that's up to you who are on. Thank you, Karan. Had to bring about. But once you experience them, then that anxiety kind of go away. It do go away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it goes away. But most people have never experienced him. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that you won't have anxiety from time to time. You know why? Because I didn't read the verse. He said he knoweth your frame, but you are dust. So he still know that you would have a proclivity to that. Why? Because the Ruach is willing, but what? So he already know this. You got to understand, you're not dealing with a God that's just like, oh, bump them. What's wrong with them? And he already know this. He know you. He know where you're strong at. He know where you're weak at. He know all of this. So the interaction is different. The same way you got children, you know what this son would do. You know what this daughter would do. You know what this daughter's strong. You know what this son's strong. You know what this one weak at. You already know that. You tailor your interaction with them based off of that. It's not cookie cutter. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to him interacting with an individual, people want it to be one way with everybody. This ain't McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You know, McDonald's want all the burgers to look the same, all the burgers to taste the same. He know when he interacting with everybody different. So he gonna interact with you based on you, which is goes what Paul said in 1 Corinthians 9. You know what he said? I made myself all things to all men that I might save some. So I'm going to interact with you based on where you at, not where I want you to be at. See, that's a sign of a poor teacher. That's a sign that somebody don't care about your soul, to be honest, be 100% honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants you to learn it how he wants you to learn it versus me and you where you at to communicate it to where you understand it and grasp it. Because I'm telling you, you can go in front of 100 people, you might only say 5. And I'm being generous with 5. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna win a whole bunch of people with the word. I don't know why people think that. You know what I'm saying? Not if you really dropping it. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not what everybody want to do, and everybody don't believe it either. Come on with it, sir.
Say, therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things that the Gentiles see, for your heavenly Abba do know that you have need of all these things.
He know it.
But seek you first the Mount Kufu Elohim and his righteousness,
and all these things
shall be added unto you.
Remember that goes back to what we were talking about with Solomon, right? He sought the ability to have wisdom and understanding to do justice and judgment, and all those riches and everything else was added unto him because he sought God first. He didn't seek after that. But we ain't really taught to do that. You taught that if you show up and you tithe and you do this and you feed the homeless, what do people say? Prayers go up? Ain't nothing coming down but some rain, nigga. A lot of people praying, this man don't even hear you. You know what I'm saying? And when he say he don't hear you, it's not the aspect that your prayers are not audible. It means he's not going to honor the request. Because he said he don't hear the prayers of sinners. That's what he said. And he said, but any man do his will and is a what? A worshiper of Elohim. Him he hear. So guess what? I'll tell you, the first time I read that, all that tell me was do his will and reverence God, and he'll hear what you're asking for. And again, I'll tell you this again, the first thing that clicked in my brain was as a child, when my mama told me to do X, Y, Z, and I didn't do it, and then I made a request from her, it was denied. That's the first thing came in my brain 16 years ago when first time I read that verse. I told you, my homeboy read it. I know God heard me. I didn't have that thought process to hold on to that because I never prayed in the first place. So I didn't have nothing to resist to hold on to because that wasn't relevant to my life. But the immediate thing I thought was, well, anytime my people told me to do something, I ain't do it, man. I asked them for something. They ain't reward me for disobedience. They didn't say, sure, here you go. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense why he wouldn't hear no sinner. The first thing clicked in my mind is, don't be disobedient and he'll hear you. Like, what's hard about that? Niggas made that junk to be more difficult than what it needs to be because you want to be rewarded for bad behavior. We do not reward bad behavior. You should never reward bad behavior from anyone. Not a child, not the opposite gender, not family, not friends. You do not reward and enable bad behavior. I don't care who it is. Because the minute you reward and enable bad behavior, you have signaled to this individual that they can continue to behave this way and there are no consequences for their actions. I'm not talking about beating on people. I'm not talking about cussing people out. It's just, hey, I'm not going to reward you. You may have to lose something. It could be my presence. You know what I'm talking about? It could be, with a child, the things that they like to do. Be a multitude of things. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to put your hands on nobody. Because a lot of people just be wanting to put their hands on people. You know what I'm saying? Then I have to question you why you always want to put your hands on people. Say working with youth, that's common. That's why they're akin to children. It happens all the time, defiant, but then want a reward. And that's wild. That you want to be rebellious, disobedient, and contentious, but want somebody to reward you. What are you being rewarded for? That's why I'm starting more and more as I, especially listening to people on this particular apparatus. I'm wondering who raised these people because I'm just disgusted. You know what I'm talking about? And this ain't even about no doctrine or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about how people conduct themselves, interact with other people. I'm wondering who, not even the principles that people say that they hold, who raised you? So we can all go to their doorstep, find a nice thick book, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a law book, you know what I'm talking about? Turn that whole sideways, slap them right in their mouth with it. Like, we got to deal with him because of you. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with this fool. This man's an idiot. Where his daddy at so we can slap him too? The grandparents still alive? We ain't going to slap them. We just going to give him a stern look of derision. You don't know what that means.
We'll slap the grandparents too.
No, we ain't going to slap the grandparents. Grandparents might have not failed. We ain't going to slap them. They old. That's elder abuse. You slapping the old people.
No.
We really don't even want to slap the mama. We want to slap the dad. We looking for him. You know what I'm talking about? That's who we really want. I just didn't specify that, but we really want your dad. Where is he at? We need to slap him. We ain't looking for mom dudes. We don't hit women. Except with spitballs. We gonna hit her with spitball. If she the reason, we throwing eggs and toilet paper out of the house. See if we're gonna ring the doorbell so she can come out.
You can write, man. 2025.
That boy trying to go to jail. That boy trying to go to jail. Lord have mercy. This nigga here tripping. What he got going? Why he say that? Come over here to 1 Kings 18:1. That's the chapter I wanted, man. It ain't in my book. This is where it states where Obadiah is hiding the priests in the caves. 1 Kings 18:1. I ain't leave nothing else to blame. I just had to share that. That joint pissed me off. Both of them. Like I said, it's not about no doctrine. I don't care about your doctrine, man. But be a man, bro. Be a man, man.
And it came to pass after many days that the word of Yahuwah came to Elijah in the third year, saying, "Go show yourself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth." And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. And Obadiah feared Yahuwah greatly. For it was so when Jezebel cut off the prophets of Yahuwah that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water.
Fed them with bread and water.
And Ahab said unto Obadiah, "Go into the land unto all fountains of water, and unto all brooks. Peradventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts." So they divided
That's
the land.
good. Now let's drop down. What verse you in?
That was a little verse. I just read verse 5.
Let me see what you want. We ain't got to read everything. Go down to verse 7.
And as Obadiah
hold on. Oh, you read it already. I'm sorry.
And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face and said, "Are you that, my lord Elijah?" And he answered him, "I am. Go tell your lord, behold, Elijah is here." And he said, "What have I sinned, that you would deliver your servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As Yahuwah your Elohim live, there is no nation or kingdom where my lord have not sent to seek you. And when they said he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation, that they found you not.
Listen.
And now you say, Go tell your Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from you, that the rock of Yahuwah shall carry you where I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find you, he shall slay you. But I, your servant, fear Yahuwah from my youth. Was it not told my Lord what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of Yahuwah?"
Now, notice this here. This is Jezebel steady slaying the prophets. This is not Ahab getting a witness for doing that. What's the witness we read that Ahab was doing? He built groves. Ahab wasn't out here slaughtering people, but he should have. But he was just as culpable because he did not stop her. He did not rein her in. Because remember, she's not killing the populace. She's killing those who speak in the name of Yahuwah. So he that despiseth not man but Elohim, because he's given unto us his Ruach HaKodesh. So that's who she hates. So when you're dealing with someone who is a Jezebel, they hate the servants of God, and therefore they hate God. That is the essence of a true Jezebel. A woman is not a Jezebel because she dressed half naked. She's just half naked. You know what I'm saying? A woman's not a Jezebel because she don't agree with you. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what dudes like to say with all that ain't got nothing to do with none of that. A Jezebel is literally a woman who worships other gods and seeks to convince you to do so, and will persecute the servants of God in the midst of persuading people to worship an idol. That is who Jezebel is. Jezebel had a whole husband. You don't read nowhere about Jezebel tooting her booty around town. Indeed, it is similar to Eli, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't stop his sons. But to be fair, Ahab was participating in the idolatry. You know what I'm talking about? First quarter. Now, Eli seeing his son smash women at the tabernacle door. Like, come on, man. You can't see your son having sex at the tabernacle door and you don't say nothing. They despise the sacrifice of Yahuwah, but you know why they was able to do that to Eli? Because he was old. You know what I'm saying? That's how you see how Solomon got, because he was old. Y'all know if you've been around old people, they have less resistance for things that they might have not had 15, 20 years ago. Y'all seen that video of that dude where his grandma brought her side dude in the house and running to bed like, man, bump that jump, man. He ain't got the strength to have any care or concern. You be like, I could never go for that. Shoot, nigga be 75, 80 years old. They be like, man, I'm just happy to be here. I ain't got time to be spending no energy on this.
Dude, he was locked up. He's 80 years old, acting for parole. She's like, well, why should you get parole? They're like, give it to me, give it to me. If you don't,
because I'm old.
he had like 6 more months left. They're like, regardless,
I'm old. Talking about why should we give you parole? So I can take a dump in a normal toilet? Like, come on, man. Yeah, when you get old, man, remember what I said about Moses, that his natural vigor didn't, and that's what people be hoping on when you get older, that you don't have the same vitality and strength to check stuff that you would have checked in your youth. You know the kids always trying to get over on their grandparents if they think they're old, man. They think they can get away with it. Oh, yeah, she seen that grandpa was unbothered. He's definitely what he ain't care. Grandpa laying in the bed with the fan on. Granddaddy, you in this shit? Man, shoot. He ain't even move or flinch. Now, somebody will look at that and say, he's a cuck. He's this. That man old. He don't care.
He didn't get it by now.
Listen, man, when you get to a certain age, bro, you just happy to be alive, man. It's a lot of stuff that I don't care for it, but I don't have. If I expend the energy about it, I'm going to be dead in a week. I ain't finna waste a little bit of energy I got on this. And it's easier for people to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that's how people think. There's a reason why there's crimes like elder abuse over here. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Brother Marvin, man. Amen, man. We didn't finish James, man. We need to finish James real quick. James 5 and 16. Go ahead.
Confess your faults one to another, pray one for another that you may be healed.
That's right.
The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
Come on.
Elijah was a man subject to like passions.
Subject to like passions, just like we are.
And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain.
The reason why they put that in, he was subject to like passions, meaning he ain't no different than any one of us. Go ahead.
And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3.5 years. And he prayed again, and Shamahim gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. Brethren, if any of you do
that's good. They say my grandparents never said no to me when my parents always did. Say clearly your mama don't mind stressing because your mama ain't old. At least somebody Karen don't mind stressing. Your mama ain't old. She a grandparent, but she ain't old. See, when we talk about old, we talk about 70 and above. You know what I'm saying? When you get that 70 and above, you don't have the same amount of strength for certain stuff that you used to. You know what I'm saying? 60, you still got a little leeway. But it's starting to be like, because you feel bits of your old self like, boy, 10 years ago, I'd have slapped the fire out you, little boy. But now it's like, just going on, son. You don't have the energy to expend on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Miss Karen's still enough 50, man. She good. She can still definitely drop a good whooping or two on somebody. Y'all got younger grandparents, so they ain't the ones who be like, don't beat that baby. They might still beat that baby.
Just don't want to miss.
Yeah.
You gonna pull the hip?
Pull the hamstring. You know what I'm talking about? Blowing out of the Achilles. Yeah, your mama young, man. She talking about she 51. Yeah, Miss Karen young, man. She only 6 years older than me. You know what I'm talking about? Not even that. Yeah. Because our birthday on the same day. So she's about 7 years younger than me. So I'm 7 years younger than her. So yeah, your mama's still young, man. She still might want to whoop a butt or two. She ain't letting nothing slide. You know what I'm saying? She ain't letting nothing slide. She ain't old enough to let nothing slide yet. Now she might be like that grandma. Did I put that video on the chat when she caught that nigga in there playing with us? Lord have mercy.
Oh, I think so.
That junk, that boy, I watched that junk about 20 times in a row, bro. Just to hear a hood grandma cuss somebody out. Bro, that junk there is priceless.
You know you supposed to have the door locked.
No, he was in the living room with it.
Oh, okay, I ain't
Yeah, he was in the living room with it. She get up and go take a bath. Nasty MF. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hood grandma cuss outs is the best. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? She gonna say out her mouth. But yeah, man. You get to a certain age though, you ain't got the strength to, man, if you 80, 85 years old, man, there's a lot of stuff, man, you probably gonna let slide. I'm just trying to enjoy my time. Every day I'm like, it's another day and a wake up closer to death. I ain't got time to be wasting fooling with y'all. Yeah, man. Shoot. That's how they be though. They said with Moses, his natural strength wasn't abated. Moses would walk around good. You see, Isaac wasn't. He said he can't see. I don't even know who in front of me. Come on, man. Eli was so old he fell out of a chair and broke his neck. You know how brittle you got to be to fall out of a chair and break your neck? But you know how many older people, when they fall down, they break bones, bro? Oh, yeah, falling at 90 is treacherous. Yeah, that ain't good. You say every day you wake, what you mean? Every day you wake up, you closer to death because that's scary? Because that's the reality of the situation?
When you get older, you have that fall.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation, man. Every person who here right now is one day closer to death. You're one day further away from your birth, and you're one day closer to the day you expire. Yeah, we all gonna expire. Ain't a man say Isaac was relying on his tactical sense to distinguish his boys. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even look at him and see him.
I ain't even think about that.
Well, that man like this here. You smell like Esau. You sound like Jacob.
He definitely asked. It's just not like
You want to make sure that's the right one.
Yeah, he say it's me. He say, well,
Feel like he's.
I guess you will. Absolutely, Sister Regina. Breaking the hip definitely can be deadly depending on your age.
he knew it wasn't him, low key. That's why he asked.
Well, now it's not that he knew. He like this here. It smelled like you, but it don't sound like you.
And it could be me.
But I'm old.
Right? That was that. It could be me.
But I'm
Could be
old.
wrong.
Man, when you get old, man, it's like, shoot. Am I tripping? It's lower.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ain't going back. That's why Solomon was real easy to go out there and do what he was out there doing.
Yeah, let me feel you. Come close.
Come close. Smell like Esau. Feel like it. It's got to be him. It's got to be him. You know what I'm saying? You old, bro.
You're thinking that deep.
Yeah, you old, man. Man, look here, man. Shoot. Could have been borderline had Alzheimer's. Don't even know what's going on.
Just get the blessing.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
You ever been around somebody who had Alzheimer's, bro? That trying to hit different, man. Especially if, you know what I'm saying, like, they going in and out. They might know who you is, nigga. Why you in my house? Like, grandma, it's me. I don't know you, nigga.
Yeah. Is it difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? Same thing? They're two different things?
Yeah. Dementia is the slowly eroding of your cognitive function. Alzheimer's, you forget things.
It's just your memory. It's like
Your memory go away. Yeah, I seen Clint Eastwood finna turn 95. Then you know what the crazy part is? Nigga be 95 years old and a famous person they die. And they be like, oh no, they did that with Betty White. What you thought was gonna happen? This lady in her 90s. We were talking about Navarro Bowman. You know who that is? No, Alfredo Bowman, excuse me. Navarro is the linebacker. Alfredo Bowman. You know Alfredo? You know Alfredo. You know Alfredo real well.
That's God's fault.
He helped out left eye. You know Alfredo?
The only Alfredo I know. The only Alfredo I know.
You don't know the dude that helped out left eye? Help me get rid of her herpes? Alfredo.
Alfredo I know.
You just know him as Dr. Steady.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that.
That's his real name.
What is that?
Alfredo Bowman.
You're killing me.
So what you get saved?
Killing me, Alfredo.
I don't know where he got
Probably
it.
smoking that stuff.
Absolutely, if you're 80, you done well. But he died at 82, right? And it's a strong chance that they might have killed him. But we also have to take into account he was old. He was old.
Now you got his son to the place.
Man, 82 years old, man. That man was 82 years old when he died.
I thought you said he got pneumonia.
They said he died from pneumonia. I said it's a good because they said he was locked up for money laundering. Yeah, people think he might have got killed for his recipes. He might have got killed for playing with somebody's money. You know what I'm talking about?
But then move out the country. So.
But also, he was 82 years old. You say you went to see your nana this morning. She's 92. She can still talk coherently and walk, but I could tell she's becoming demented. You say, but she definitely keeps saying she don't have the energy to fight with people now. Not at 92. Shoot, at 92, it probably take a lot of energy to go use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Got time to be going back and forth with you. Man, the book say 70 years, man. 80 if you're strong. It's a lot, man. That's a lot, bro. Get that old, man. Shoot. I'm just happy to be here.
It's hurtful to watch.
It is. It and it's only worse if you got family that ain't about nothing. Somebody get older and your kids is terrible and your brothers and sisters are selfish as hell. That make it worse. It said that Caleb had some strength at 85 and Joshua, but you got people who still have good vitality at 85 now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this is just common across the board, but the older you get, the easier it is to amen, Craig. You definitely got to take every day as it comes, and you definitely got to appreciate every day you hear, because like the song say, one day you hear, baby, the next day you're gone. You know what I'm saying? What X say, you know what I'm saying? Say, you could be here on Monday, you could be in the casket on Sunday. Life is funny like that. Especially when you ain't looking for it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta take it one day at a time, man. You know what I'm saying? Catch yourself sometimes and be like, why I'm tripping about X, Y, Z with these kids or this, that, there, and the third. Because, boy, this could be your last day with them. And you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So, shoot. Enjoy it while you got it. Go ahead, man. And we don't care nothing about what Rick Ross said.
Go with the James Father.
Yeah, we don't care nothing about what Rick Ross said. What that nigga real name is? William? What's his last? I think that's his real name. I can't remember the last.
Talking about freedom.
We don't care nothing about what he say. Rick Ross be lying all the time. Yeah. So you lucky if you didn't have to fight my grandma before she passed. That dementia made her mean as ever. At least with her children. It can now. And like you said, like if somebody had dementia or Alzheimer's, but that's tough to watch. Like I said, I watched my homeboy great grandma with Alzheimer's, man. You know, I ain't know that lady as long, obviously, as her mama knew her, you know what I'm saying? But I watched that lady decline, though. She was 82. That's hard to watch, bro. Go ahead. William Roberts. He said that's what it is.
Yep, that's it.
And he said Meek Mill's name is Robert Williams. That's wild.
Yeah, crazy.
That's why he went and found him.
Really found him.
He said, twin, how you been? Say, ain't nobody love me like you do. Come on over here, boy. Come on, man. That is wild. That's a coincidence for your behind right there. Go ahead, man.
Which one to go back?
You was at what? 1 Kings 18? Do we need to read about him killing the prophets of Baal? Probably not. Let's go 1 Kings 21. Oh, no, we do need to read that because she started talking spouting. Let me get to where she talking spouting. Give me verse 16.
Say, so Obadiah.
1 Kings 18 and 16.
So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. It came to pass when Ahab saw Elijah that Ahab said unto him, Are you he that trouble Yasharal?
I am.
I have not troubled Yasharal, but you in your father's house, and that you have forsaken the commandments of Yahuwah, and you have followed Balaam. Now therefore send and gather to me all Yasharal in Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, and eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Yasharal and gathered the prophets together.
They ate at whose table?
Jezebel's table.
Go ahead.
And Elijah came.
See how you eating things sacrificed to idols right there? Go ahead.
Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt you between two opinions?
If Yahuwah,
The Elohim, follow him.
if Baal,
Then follow him. And the people answered him not a word.
not a word.
Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of Yahuwah. But Baal's prophets, 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood. Put no fire under it. And I will dress the other, and lay it on wood, and put no fire. And call you on the name of whom your God.
Oh, that's good. 1 Kings 19 and 1. So we ain't got to read about what's going down with that.
You the one that trouble y'all. That's crazy.
Yeah, because shoot, he brought all the wrath on him. 1 Kings 19 and 1.
And Ahab told Jezebel
I can
all
believe it, Ernest, man.
that Elijah had done, and with all how he had slain all the prophets with the sword.
Killed them dead.
Then Jezebel sent the messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time.
Whoa.
And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belonged to Yehuda.
Now that's good. Now you see she murderous. She murderous. Let's come back over here to 21. 1 Kings 21. We ain't gonna read about him and wanting that lion spirit. That's a whole nother conversation. That's what that lady dropped on us today because the dog told her, y'all in here lying about animal sacrifices, talking about that's the sacrificial law. People be saying stuff, man. People be making stuff up, bro. People be making stuff up all the time. Talking about everything except what matters. Verse 1 Kings 21 and 1.
And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me a vineyard that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house, and I will give you for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to you, I will give you the worth of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, Yahuwah forbidded me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto you. Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him.
Now remember, you know what your law say, do not remove your neighbor's landmark or his border. Go ahead.
For he had said, I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. But Jezebel's wife came to him and said unto him, Why is your spirit so sad?
What you sad for?
That you eat no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me a vineyard for money. Or else, if it please you, I'll give you another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give you my vineyard. And Jezebel's wife said unto him, Do you now govern the kingdom of Yasharal? Arise and eat bread, let your heart be merry. I will give you the vineyard of Naboth and Jezreel. So she wrote letters. And
See, he's supposed to straighten her right then. Look what she do.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal and sent the letters.
See, you allowed that prophetess to seduce my servants to worship idols and commit fornication and to worship things, sacrifice to idols. Go ahead.
Sent the letters into the elders and to the nobles that were in his city dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letter saying, Proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people. Set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, You did blaspheme Elohim and the king, then carry him out and stone him that he may die. The men of the city, even the elders of the nobles, who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them. And as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people. There came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him, and the men of Belial witnessed against him.
Oh, they were men of who?
Belial.
These worshiping men. We talked about Belial the other day. These sons of the devil. Go ahead.
Even against Naboth in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme Elohim and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city. And
they ain't mind to go lie to commit murder.
With stones that he died. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth at Jezreel, but she refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead. And it came to pass when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth at Jezreel to take possession of it. And the word of Yahuwah came to Elijah the Tishbite.
Arise.
Go down to meet Ahab, king of the Yasharal, which is in Samaria.
He is in
the vineyard of Naboth, where he is gone down.
Remember, the law say if you do this, you what? They don't know. You know? The law say if you do what he just did, what happened? Don't worry. Deuteronomy 27:17.
Say, cursed be he that remove his neighbor's landmark.
My God, today.
And all the people shall say amen.
That means Ahab and Jezebel cursed because of this. Come on back. First Kings 21,
19.
verse 19.
You shall speak unto him, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah, have you killed and also taken possession? You shall speak unto him, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah, in the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth, so dogs lick your blood, even yours. And Ahab said to Elijah, Have you found me, O my enemy? And he answered, I have found you, because you have sold yourself to work evil in the sight of Yahuwah. Behold, I will bring evil upon you, and will take away your posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pissed against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Yasharal. And will make your house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
That's good, man. That's an ugly situation right there. But this is who Jezebel is. A thieving, murderous idolater. Revelation chapter 2, verse 20. So don't be around here calling no woman no Jezebel because you think she's a harlot or anything of the sort. That's not who she is. That's not what she did. So that's why ancient people often had a god that was the god of borders and borders provinces. That is correct, sir. Most people had a local god, and that's just how that went down.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you suffer that woman Jezebel, which calls herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication.
So that means they're letting somebody. Case in point, this is what this go back to. 1 Corinthians 14. 1 Corinthians 14, tell me what verse 16 say. Leave that alone, fat baby.
Else, when you shall bless with the Ruach, how shall he that occupy the room of the unlearned say amen at your giving of thanks?
Come on.
Seeing ye understand not what you say. For you truly give thanks well, but the other is not edified. I thank my Elohim, I speak with tongues more than you all. Yet in the assembly I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue. Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be you children, but in understanding
Be what?
Be men.
In understanding, be what?
Men.
That's what I would kind of tell him this morning, man. Be a man, bro. Be a man. A man say, gird up your loins and show yourself as a man. There's too many dudes who straddle the line, tiptoe, you know what I'm talking about? Pussyfooting around instead of being a man. You done heard me say this plenty of times because I was taught this by a man whom I respect. If you want to keep everybody happy, sell ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to be a man and you actually stand for something and that you have some type of discipline, order, and structure that you operate by, values and integrity, man, everybody don't appreciate that, nor are you going to be received and liked by the mass majority because most men out here are weak. What do I mean by weak? Meaning they will allow people under their charge, irregardless of age or gender or familial status, to commit things that they don't agree with because they're too cowardly to say something to them and say, oh, no, you can't do that here. Oh, no, you can't do that here. We don't do that here. No, we don't do that here. Amen, Mama Steph. We don't do that here. No. And if they are anyone of any reputable character, if you say, hey, this is what it is. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. They're going to respect it. That doesn't mean they may like it, but they'll respect it. Most of these dudes are cowards, man. They're cowards, man, because you want to be accepted. You want to be liked. Buckman Bridge is going to be closed, man. Be advised. You planning on going across the Buckman? Shoot, I damn sure what? And if I was, I ain't not. No, I'm being serious, though. It said planned ramp lane closures on the Buckman to cause delays. Absolutely, Emma. You do not lead to be liked. And that's what people's biggest problem is. Now, you got some dudes who lead to oppress. You know what I'm talking about? And that's different. And I'm be honest with you. Most who lead to oppress have a desire to be liked until they have you under their spell. And then they begin to show forth the despotic tactics that they possess and start crushing you. You say, how can people carry on like this when they understand that Yahuwah is real and will see them about it? I mean, you can expect it from unbelievers, but Ahab knew for sure Yahuwah is God for real. That's a good question, man. And it's just really a lack of unbelief. But yeah, man, you can't. That's one of the biggest things I see when people be talking on the internet about. It's usually about men leading, you know what I'm saying? That's really relationship-wise, it's just really different scenario, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, because who cares about all that? But that's the best example I got right now that everybody probably done seen on a regular basis. And you can see that how it's communicated that they think leaders are to be liked. Usually a leader's not going to be liked because he's not going to compromise. He's going to stick to the vision. He's going to implement some type of structure. There's going to be some type of discipline, and he's going to hold people to that. And if they don't hold to that, then he's probably going to remove them or remove himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the freedom to do what you want, how you want, when you want. And people be like, oh, what's the big deal, man? Nah, bro, this is a problem. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. No. That's why when people come into certain environments where leadership is a little stronger, they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the thing, right? You can give men autonomy to be men and operate according to their own will, if you would, and still maintain. But I'll give you a better example. When you look at the United States of America, it is 50 individual states with their own laws and their own way of doing things under the umbrella of the federal government. That federal government is ultimately the leader and has the ultimate power, but idealistically, because we're not talking about actually realistically that you can see in day-to-day life. They step back and allow these people to operate. You know what I'm saying? You do you. But when it comes to this, we operate like this. A lot of people don't want that. They want to do what they want to do. That's why people say, don't tell me what to do. Or some people feel like people trying to control them. I'll tell you like this here, right? We talk about what control means. I ain't got time to control nobody. Why do you think you shouldn't have time to be trying to control nobody? It ain't even just that. The time and energy you spend in trying to convince somebody to follow what you got going on, you could just be doing what you do, and eventually they'll leave anyway. I ain't got time to be wasting energy on you trying to convince you to control. I ain't got no time to do that. Now, if you remember, control by definition is to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events. So when you look at what control is by definition, is to have influence. Now, the only way that you can influence someone is if they have respect for you. So when you look at like when Paul says, hey, knowing the fear of God, we persuade men. That persuade is to do the same thing. Let's just look at that there. Because if you're trying to persuade somebody, technically you're trying to control them. But see, we look at control as something by force. I'm talking about actually what it means. Well, let's look at what does it mean to influence something. Ain't that's what all the kids want to be these days, as an influencer? The capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. What is control versus influence? Influence has to be earned beforehand. Control has to be enforced afterwards. So look at that, right? You have to influence somebody to see what you're saying is important enough for you to be able to actually influence them afterwards. So in reality, you would want somebody who would have the ability to influence and control. Because if the person doesn't have the ability to influence and control, then they wouldn't be able to lead you anywhere. What was the other word I missed?
Persuade.
Yeah, persuade. Give me 2 Corinthians 5 and 9, Civic. And we get this Greek word for persuade.
He said, wherefore we labor, that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
Knowing the terror of the Lord, we what?
Persuade men.
Now, English definition of persuade is to cause someone to do something through a reasoning or argument. To make someone do or believe something by giving them a good reason to do it, or by talking to that person and making them believe it. What is the Greek word for persuade?
That is pytho, to persuade, to induce one by words to believe, to make friends of, to win one's favor, gain one's goodwill, to seek, to win one, strive to please one.
To make one a friend?
To move and induce one's persuasion to do something.
So guess what that means if you made him a friend? That means you showed yourself what? And that means you could be able to win the soul because you was what? My God, today. That was easy right there, one to say. Where we at with it?
I just read Revelation 2 and 20.
No, we was somewhere else. Where we was at?
Oh, 1 Corinthians 14.
Yeah. Let me check that out. We can get straight to the point. 26 is what we need.
I'm just drop straight down.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 14:26 is what we need.
Say, how is it then, brethren, when you come together, every one of you have a psalm, have a doctrine, have a tongue, have a revelation, have an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by 2, or at the most by 3, and that by course, and let one interpret. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the assembly, let him speak to himself in the Elohim. Let the prophet speak 2 or 3, let the other judge. If anything be revealed to another that sit by.
This nigga here, wild. Hey, mama, get this goofy nigga out of here, man.
Great King 4,000. If anything be revealed to another that sit by, let the first hold a shalom.
I'll take it. Yeah, we'll take care of you.
For you may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the ruachs of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Now, you know I read this here because it said that you suffer this person to seduce my servants. And that's the same thing that they got going on there. Now, they weren't seducing anyone, but the aspect you just let anybody come in here and say something because they got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can open your mouth don't mean you need to talk. That's what a lot of people's biggest problem is. You feel like because you got something to say, somebody should listen to it. Have you listened to you? Now you would understand why nobody don't want to listen to you. Because you're stupid on a multitude of levels. But that's another conversation. You know what I'm talking about? 2 and 20 again, man, Revelation.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you suffer that woman Jezebel, which called herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication.
Notice she said she called herself a what?
Prophetess.
So I guess because you call yourself that, we supposed to listen, huh? But what she had them in there doing?
To eat things, to commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not.
But I will cast her
into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation. Except
Did we read how Jezebel was going to die? I don't think we read what Jezebel was going to die. That's in 1 Kings 19, man. Did we read how she was going to die? Let me make sure we ain't skip over how that raggedy hoe died. My bad, y'all. I'm not sure if we read that or not. No, we read that she wanted to kill Elijah, right? Well, we got to read how she going to die. Because Jehu supposed to kill this hoe. Oh, it's in 21. That's what we didn't read. Because that's after Naboth, that's when Yahuwah dropped it that he was going to kill this hoe. Right there in 1 Kings 21 and 20.
And Ahab said to Elijah, "Have you found me, O my enemy?" And he answered, "I have found you, because you have sold yourself to work evil in the sight of Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I'll bring evil upon you, and will take away your posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pissed against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Yasharal.
Mm-hmm.
And will make your house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahiah, for the provocation wherewith you have provoked me to anger, and made Yasharal to sin.
That's right.
And of Jezebel also spake Yahuwah, saying, The dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him that died from Ahab in the city, the dog shall eat, and him that died in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of Yahuwah. Jezebel, his wife, stirred up.
Who Jezebel, his wife, what?
Stirred up.
Tell him what stirred means.
That is soothe. That is to incite, allure, instigate, entice.
She enticed him. And that's what Jezebel is doing in Revelation. She's enticing these people. See, this is what a Jezebel going to do. She's going to entice you to serve another god. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's what Jezebel do. Jezebel ain't enticing you with no vagina. No. Ain't no yam she enticing you with. She finna entice you to serve another god. You know why? Deuteronomy 75. Say, eaten by dogs and no dogs in the house of the Lord. So, Liz, you won't come in here, you dog face hoe. Deuteronomy 75.
But thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars.
Oh, so make it 7-1 then. We skipping something.
When Yahuwah your Elohim shall bring you into the land where you go to possess it, and have cast out many nations before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahuwah your Elohim shall deliver them before you, you shall smite them, utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them.
You so like?
Neither shall you make marriages with them. Your daughter shall not give unto your son, nor his daughter shall you take unto your son.
Why?
For they will turn away your son from following me.
That's it.
That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahuwah be kindled against you and destroy.
That's all we read that for. Because that's what Jezebel did with Ahab. That's what Jezebel does. So unless you come across a woman who's trying to convince you to worship another God, you need to stop calling that woman a Jezebel. Because just like what they told you during the OJ trial, man, if it don't fit, you must acquit. She got a Jezebel spirit. No, she don't. She ain't told you to worship no other God and killed the servants of God. Trying to tell you now.
People just see that part where it say fornication. And
I don't even do that. I think that's black people conversation. Because it's black people the only group of people who say somebody got a Jezebel spirit. I ain't never heard no white church say somebody got a Jezebel spirit.
Listen, outcast or whatever.
Yeah, but they had to get that from somewhere. They from the South. Because they named the song Jazzy Belle. And they were talking about a stripper.
She called herself about that account.
No, but seriously though, that's how they I think that's a black church thing. Oh, you got a Jezebel spirit. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely Hebrew community.
But I think that comes from the church. Because I've heard people having a Jezebel spirit my entire childhood.
Yeah, old folks say that.
She's a Jezebel. I done heard that white woman say, "This Jezebel trying to take my husband." Say everything a woman is doing out of order is supposedly a Jezebel spirit. Yeah, nah. Yeah.
That's like
Quran say he heard it too and he crossed the pond.
like the son of Belial got from the woman.
Yeah, that's how to try to make it. But, Jezebel hate God, hate the servants of God, worship idols, come over here and worship gods with me. That's what she on. She ain't on nothing else other than that.
I mean, I wonder they had you that from the beginning. That point. Yeah, that's wild.
Well, Ahab know he shouldn't have been fooling with that woman. He ain't care. You say you heard the expression describing a woman with too much makeup and how she dresses? Yeah, they made that up, baby. They made that up, Chris. They made that up. She a Jezebel. Look how she got her booty cheeks out. No, she just looked like a prostitute. Jezebel wasn't a prostitute. Jezebel was a married, faithful woman. But she hated God, though. Yeah, that was Civic just said. But say could be a misunderstanding of Jezebel being referenced in Revelation. I've heard all my life being raised in the South. Yeah, I've definitely done heard it all. I ain't never been to church. I done heard about a Jezebel. I ain't even know Jezebel was a scriptural character until I was damn near 30. Little hussy. Well, you something different, boy. The old people call you a hussy. A floozy, you a certified hoe. But a hussy is wild. You know what I'm saying? We could say Jezebel is a popular word in church. Every girl a Jezebel. Pastor molesting a little girl, she a Jezebel. How? You know what I'm saying?
She ain't built a grove yet.
That'd be the crazy part. Big grown nigga touching on the young girls and the girl a Jezebel. She just a fast little Jezebel. No, she's not. It's a nasty pastor. It don't never be the main pastor either. It be the youth pastor. But he always hanging out with a little girl. Rubbing on.
All the youth conventions and all that.
All the youth conventions, kissing the little girl in the mouth. I just seen a dude on somebody had a video getting dummied up. And then caught him out there with a little girl. That's what he get. The same way we're talking about how they try to take up for that DJ that got caught in that sting, trying to go see a little boy. You say Southern expression, I've heard is heifer. I was called a high yellow heifer in child. Oh yeah, we call people heifer all the time. Just a nice way of not calling you a female dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you done heard it. People down here call you a heifer real quick. Better call you a heifer than call you a Mitch. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what they really trying to say. Because that was really the old black women with nice way of not calling you a, a Mitch. Say Diddy was messing with Jezebels? No, Diddy was messing with prostitutes. It wasn't no Jezebels in that room. You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't no Jezebels in that room. There wasn't nobody in there trying to get nobody to worship another God. They was all in there messing with prostitutes.
dance and make it dance.
We have to stop it, man. This man like the bodily fluids of men on his body. There's nothing to discuss about this man any longer. Say all these women convincing men to practice spiritual. See, that would be an example of Jezebel. If you perceive, now listen, right? You can agree, you could disagree. It's going to be a matter of perspective of the individual. Me, myself, I wouldn't participate in any of these things. But he talking about like practicing with crystals and chanting. If you perceive that that's the worship of another god, that's your business. I'm not here to convince you whether it is or it isn't. But that would be Jezebel activity if you believe that it is. And she's trying to convince you to do it. Because I don't know nothing about all them crystals. I don't look into that stuff, man. But if you sitting here worshiping a crystal, it's something wrong with you. I know some people say they use crystals for healing. I don't know what you're using them for. If it's healing you, I don't think you would be worshiping it. You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you chanted, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to be around nobody chanting nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Because
homeboy, that nigga said he got to put his rocks by the window to let it charge overnight. I walk out.
I'm telling them put it to the others where the sun don't shine.
I would have walked out too, man. I wouldn't even have no response for that.
I ain't gonna say I was about to just start ranking on the nigga after that.
No, I don't know. I just walk off, nigga. You got to put them in the so that they can recharge, nigga. They rocks. They're not magnetic. I can see if you had magnetic rocks. You don't let this nigga at the black stove lie to you and think you got some chargeable rocks. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. You say R. Kelly was messing with Jezebels? No, R. Kelly was messing with little girls. Let's make that clear. And he wasn't messing with little girls because I want him to be messing with little girls. That's what he was convicted of. See, we can sit back and say, oh, they railroaded this man. You can scream all that. That's your business. But the root of the matter is he was having sex with young girls. And you just can't toss that out the window because you like his music or because he black. I'm not talking about you specifically. You just can't toss this out the window. This man was having sex with young girls. That's it. All that other stuff, where they been? What about this? I don't care about. I don't care about Hugh Hefner. Because Hugh Hefner never went to jail and got tried for sleeping with young girls. You just speculating that he had sex with young girls. Do I believe he had sex with young girls? I believe the likelihood is high. But I don't know that definitively to say that. I can give you my reasonable suspicion. But we know R. Kelly did, though. We know he did. On tape, urinating on a prepubescent teen.
Real certified pedophile.
Come on, man. She said, Quez, you spoke about waist beads. Oh, I mean, waist beads ain't good or bad. They just beads for your waist. See, the issue come in is when you take them waist beads and then you start participating in ancient East Indian rites with them on. But the waist beads in and of itself is just waist beads. You know what I'm saying? I knew a lot of girls from around the way back in the day wore waist beads. She ain't know nothing about nothing. She just thought it was sexy. You know what I'm saying? That's it. She just thought she looked good. She wanted an excuse to wear something to show her stomach off. So when she was young, she hadn't had no churn and she ain't ate everything in sight yet. Now she looked like a middle linebacker. But it's not because she had a bunch of churn, man. Shoot, that nigga just sat around eating. She didn't stay physically fit. And I ain't saying physically fit for no man. I'm talking about that for yourself. Because she was small, man. Girl under 5 feet tall, she was small. You know what I'm saying? She big now though. I'm talking about for her height. You know what I'm saying? What's my feelings on sage or candles? I mean, ain't nothing demonic about candles. And somebody told the devil like a little candle. You heard how he said that? Like a little candle. You like to go in there and set the mood, huh? You like to go in there and put on your red dress.
Put my business out
there. On them high heels. And some of that sweet perfume, huh? Light them candles in here. You freaky behind me. Spraying the cologne in the air. That nigga said I done sent the kids to my mama house. Meet me home at 7:15. That nigga walk in the door. She instead of her got a trench coat on, he got it on.
I wouldn't put R. Kelly. R. Kelly said he wanted to strip for you, man.
What kind of crazy junk is that? But now ain't nothing demonic about candles, man. People like candles, so their house smell nice. Yeah, niggas who tell you that the candles are demonic, that nigga house smell like butt. You know what I'm talking about? And feet. You know what I'm saying? He wonder why don't nobody want to go over there. Nigga is thinking that.
Eat a lot of candles.
Now with sage, ain't nothing wrong with burning sage unless you around here talking about sage gonna push the evil spirits away. Man, I can tell you one thing I know for certain. Well, ain't an evil spirit on this earth give a damn about no sage. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, man, they don't give a damn. I promise to you, if you lit some sage, Satan looking at this nigga like, look at this damn fool right here. Like, that's gonna stop me. Oh my God, smoke. See, I don't agree with the crazy stuff people do with them. I've heard that people, because certain stones have healing properties, they come from the ground. It makes me think of the stone. Now, I'm going to tell you something, right? The stones, a lot of people, when they mention the crystals and the stones, they mention the stones in the breastplate. That's not what those stones were for. But if you've done your research and you feel like, hey, if I use these crystals, it can heal my, my tennis elbow, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody who use crystals is doing that. I think some of these people think that's going to give them a portal to some other God they ain't never seen. I don't know. I don't know nothing about none of that stuff because even if I wasn't in the word, I'm not going to be in my house with no goddamn crystals. Nigga, I don't want the crystal burgers. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't married to nobody named Crystal. So I don't want no crystals at my house. You go to Crystals? You look like you like to go get chili cheese fries. I know where you get your chili cheese fries. There ain't no damn Crystals, I tell you that. Huh? You used to get some type of fries from, what's the name? Just a turkey? Oh, I thought you had chili on them. From Bono. That's Lee Thing right there. Oh, it was just a craving. I could have sworn you got those when you weren't pregnant, but that was a long time ago. The last time I seen that. No, the turkey cheese fries from Bono. Oh, they do. They got chili cheese fries too. Yeah, Bono will get you right. But I ain't eating nothing from Crystal. It'd be crazy. But a good old, barbecue salad and some fries ain't never hurt nobody. That's all I get from Mono's on. Shoot, you lying to me. They always look out for me. They must don't like you. Your breath.
Unsatisfied.
It's all about what you get now.
I got a salad, man. Maybe one tomato.
Nigga, they always only put one tomato in there.
One tomato, like one green pepper, one egg.
That's what they always do. Hey, this nigga wild. You can tell he don't buy no salad from Bono. You get salad from Bono? They don't put tomatoes in there like that, do it.
They do. You gotta look out. You gotta go either one at Bartram or the one on Duval Station.
No, I don't. Nigga, I don't give a damn. I don't want them damn tomatoes anyway.
That's the principle of the matter.
Ain't no principle in that. Nigga, I don't give a damn about none of that. As long as the fries straight. Nigga, I just came for some roughage and some chicken. You don't want no damn tomato. I don't like tomatoes like that.
Whole salad to be on point.
This nigga eat a salad. This nigga eat a salad one time every 35 days. He come out, he need it on point.
You got to.
I'm only eating it once. You gotta feel.
He lied and tell Mike, I've been eating healthy when I'm at work. See, I got a salad right here. He's lying. Boy, that's crazy, man. Come on, man. Let's read verse 22. Revelation 2:22. Give me that.
Say, behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death, and all the assembly shall know that I am he.
That's what happened to Jezebel. He killed her with death.
That I am he which search the reins and hearts, and I will give unto every
You
one of
see
you.
how that go back to what we were discussing the other day about he gonna test you, he gonna try you. They didn't even realize Jezebel was the one in there to try him. Let me see how faithful you is. But unto you I say,
And unto the rest in Thyatira,
as many as have not this doctrine,
and which have not known the depths of Hashatan,
as they speak.
I will put upon you none other burden.
He said, if you don't know nothing about this and you ain't know, tell them what depth is, man. You ain't see that man, Joanna Hood, baby, man. She got silvers in her mouth. Slowed up.
Bathos,
You know when you see little kids with silvers in their mouth, they hit people.
that is, that's the depth, the height, of the deep sea metaphorically, deep extreme poverty, or the deep things of Elohim, a mystery.
So you don't know the mystery of Satan at this point, or the secret way that he operates. Is what he's saying. Now, definitely, it was funny, right? Before we left in here, man, and Manny heard me like this, and Joanne done pushed them all down. And they said, boy, every time you on here, boy, you fussing that up. And they said, well, she thugging. She thug with it. I'm like, yeah, he said, but she gonna be in for one when he get bigger. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot, he already be fighting now. Joanne. Yeah, Joanne be ready.
You gonna wake up one day and be like,
I mean, by that time, she probably been there left him alone.
hey, okay.
Say you and your cousin fell out because I started my walk with Christ last year, and he saw me reading the Bible, so I should put it down and worship the moon and do tarot cards. We haven't spoken since. That's wild.
That's a Jezebel nigga.
To tell somebody to just go get some tarot cards out the blue is wild.
And worship the moon.
And worship the moon.
Want me to worship the lesser light?
That's wild, though. Like, what made him, like, did he add any more context with that? Because that's wild, bro. That ain't even being funny. That's like way left field type deal. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild, bro.
This up. These cards.
Yeah, man, pick up these cards, man. What, we finna play spades? Yeah. Tarot spades. Go ahead, man. Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that
Which you have already hold fast until I come,
and he that overcome
and keep my works until the end,
him,
will I give power over the nations,
and he will rule them
with a rod of iron,
and break them.
as the vessels of a potter shall it be broken to shivers, even as I received them.
Now, y'all know this Psalms 2. Let's go look. Psalms 2 and 5. We talked about this several times over the years. The very thing that the Father promised to the Son is promising to you. But where you come from, boy? Man, I ain't seen you in a time. I'm just seeing Malia.
So I've been here the whole time. Been there the whole time.
Oh, brother, I'm blocked. I ain't being funny. I ain't seen. I just thought she had Malia with her.
Guess you wonder where.
Huh?
No, I'm not sick.
Go ahead.
So then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my Kadash hill of Zion. I'll declare the decree. Yahuwah said unto me, you are my son, this day have I begotten you. Ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen for your inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for your
He
possession.
say, who is he that is born of Elohim, but he that overcome the world, right? And who is he that overcome the world? But he that believe that Yahushua is the son of Elohim. This is the victory, even our faith. He said, you are my son, this day I've begotten you. Ask of me, right? And I'll give you the heathen. So if you born of the son of God, guess what? Ask of him. He'll give you the heathen for your inheritance. That's what he's telling Thyatira right here. Go ahead.
So you shall break them with a rod of iron. You shall dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Be wise now, therefore, you kings. Be instructed. You judges.
I didn't want you to hear that he was making a promise to you that his father made to him. But look at verse 28 and look what he said he's going to give you.
And I will give him the morning star.
Oh, my God, today. If you overcome, he say he'll give you the morning star. Tell him what morning star is, Sidney. Oh, boy. That's going to be what they say. It's going to be provocative. Get the people going.
Morning is proenos, pertaining to the morning. And star is a star, literally.
So How is he able? What is the morning star that he would be able to give it to you? 2 Peter 1:15. One and 15.
Moreover, I'll endeavor that you may be able, after my decease, to have these things always in remembrance. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables when we made known unto you the power and coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach.
That's right.
But were eyewitnesses of his majesty.
That's right.
For he received from Elohim the Abba honor and esteem. When there came such a voice to him from the excellent esteem, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased.
And well pleased.
And this voice which came from Shamaim we heard when we were with him in the Kadash Mount. We have also a more sure word of prophecy.
That you do well.
That you take heed as unto a light that shines in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts.
What's the day star? It ain't Tory Lanez, ain't it? That nigga a heck of a name. That nigga named Day Star. She's my that's my favorite rapper.
That's Phosphoros, light bringing, giving light. Metaphorically, it's Hamashiach, the morning star.
So that means if he says that he gonna give you the morning star, he gonna give you light. And he said, "Arise, thou that sleepest, and the Mashiach will give you light." And you know that Lucifer is the light bearer. Well, how did he bear light? Because before he could ascend to take captivity captive and exalt his throne above the stars, he had to be brought down to the pit. And that's how he was, today you are my son, this day I have begotten you. So that he could give you the light of life. Get that word in, man. John 11:12. You used to listen to Daystar? I still do. Because I know he ain't shoot Meg. She lying on him. She a real fan, nigga. So I wait for him to drop that release over the phone. I don't know why this nigga rapping on. I don't know. The nigga might steal his phone. No, I'm talking about. Well, they said the type of dorm he in is he not in regular population, but he's not in the segregated dorm. I said that's why he was in there with Buddy for Buddy to stab him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know California State Prison ain't no Mexican finna be in the same dorm as you. You know what I'm saying? But he was in a. I forgot the dude explained what type of dorm he was in, but he wasn't in general population. Because the dude on the phone where Spider Lope was like, there was no way that the Mexican could have stabbed him and general population. That wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm talking about? But he wasn't in PC either. You know what I'm talking about?
He asked me that. You requested me.
Yeah, man, you can't do no bid like that, man. You can't be in PC like that, man. They gonna know this nigga a hoe. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show yourself to be a man. But like I said, like I already when I found out it was a Mexican, I'm like, yeah, man, that junk they're different. No, that junk caused a race riot. Yeah, that junk caused a race riot out there. Like if a black dude would have stabbed him, I would have been more in line that was a hit. You know what I'm saying? Because a black dude would have stabbed him and nothing would have happened. You know what I'm saying? For niggas, but you know they were putting money on the nigga books who stabbed him, bro. And the dude who stabbed him is in there for killing his 13-year-old girlfriend with a shotgun blast to the head. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that much hatred for a man that you would support a man who killed a child. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, Buddy don't care about nothing anyway.
I ain't got nothing to lie.
No, but I said, California prisons are different, bro. Like, you could go shoot. Even LA County Jail different. You could go get locked up in the county in Duval, and you could be in a cell with a white boy. They're not doing that out there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, they don't do that out there. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not even gonna work. That's not even gonna work. You know what I'm saying? He was in Massachusetts. He tell you they don't care anybody be in the room. You can't do that in California, bro. The blacks stay with the blacks. The Mexicans stay with the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? The Aryan whites and all everybody stay together.
Yeah, I remember when I was taking the class in college, they told us that because it's like the married race people really out there. Like they got to keep everybody segregated.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Real wars out there.
Because that junk really pop off. You know what I'm talking about? And regardless if like they don't care about no gang affiliations out there, nothing. They don't care if you was a blood on the street and that Crip was your mortal enemy. You boys in here. Yeah. Yeah, you boys in here. That's how that junk go. It's the same way in the federal penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? That junk go by where you from and then color. The blacks get they call. I told you, no, that wasn't y'all. They call it getting in a car. You can't be out there dolo. You can't be like, I ain't affiliated. Boy, you finna be food out here.
You affiliated now.
Yeah, like, why would y'all went to federal prison first?
Yeah, that's not different, bro. So I don't know necessarily if that was a hit, but that junk was wild for Buddy to do that. Now they could have been wanting to do that for the purpose of maybe causing a race riot at that prison to distract from the fact that they sent Buddy to do that. But just knowing California prisons, I don't know. That's right. That's what Ernest saying. Cali is a lot of racial politics. Like it's just different out there, man. I don't know about that. It's different. He said they didn't tell me this walk can have you and your family at odds. Oh yeah, they should have told you that.
Church ain't gonna tell you that.
No, I mean because the church ain't producing no teachings in general. That's gonna cause that to happen. Most quote unquote Israelites are at odds with their family because they don't know how to leave people alone. You know what I'm saying? You constantly and consistently browbeating people to see it your way, and that's why people don't like you. Come on, man, so we can wrap this up.
We said John 11 and 12.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So then said his disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well.
Oh, no, they ain't. I'll tell you the same. Hey, boy, you been outside? Yeah. You damn sure smell like it. I love it. Yeah, that's how you know you're getting old. Smell like outside. That was so say you smell like a man in the field. That's what the Lord's on. Was I in prison with dangerous people? It's prison.
I couldn't avoid
it. It's prison.
You just don't know.
Yeah, that's like saying you went to a strip club, was you surrounded by hoes? You know what I'm talking about? It's prison. Hey, nigga, I'm talking about. Nigga, I'm at Lake Butler, boy. You sleeping next to a nigga got life, nigga. He done killed the nigga. Sleeping next to another nigga, he ain't driving on suspended license. Shoot. On my way there, man, I rode there with a nigga who had life, a nigga who had 75, and a nigga who had 50, and a nigga who had 28 years, and a nigga who had 75. I forgot they brought my dog there. He had 75. But just because you dangerous on the street don't mean you dangerous behind that razor wire, though. There's a lot of niggas real tough on them streets. Nigga got, Dracos and AKs and 9s and 4.5s. If you don't know nobody in that, boy, you nigga ain't tough. Nigga gonna put that lawnmower blade on you, boy. If somebody told you prison is a place where most people don't commit crime, they told you a bold-faced lie. You know what I'm talking about?
Crime don't stop.
Because I'm telling you, he talking about the people who in there, they ain't did no crime. Now, I'm be honest with you, man. 97 to 98% of the niggas in prison, they did that. It's not a whole bunch of innocent people in prison. Now, I think I told you before, one innocent person in prison is one person too many. You know what I'm talking about? Let's just be honest and let's be 100% real about that. But to act like everybody in prison just didn't do it, that's because, let me tell you something, man. There's a reason why there's a phrase, a nigga tell more lies than a nigga in jail. There's a reason why people say that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga be lying. They want you to believe they ain't did that so you can put some money on their books. You know what I'm talking about? Or depending on what state they in, so you can send them a photograph of some vagina. Come give them a visit. But I ain't robbed them people. This nigga on camera. You know what I'm saying? Bro, nigga be lying, bro. I done been in there with them niggas. Nigga be lying, bro. Nigga told me I ain't home invaded them people. I said, well, what you did? And I just walked in the garage with my pistol. Nigga, that's home invasion.
Open.
No, he ain't had no, I take it back. He ain't had no pistol. But by the definition of home invasion, he fit it because he had them walked in somebody's garage without permission. With the taking stuff.
Taking a lot of copper from a bad house. He didn't know that was a crime, though.
That nigga crazy.
No, they stepped that and put him on OG.
You know what the crazy part is? People go out there and steal all that copper out them ACs, and the copper ain't even the most valuable part of the AC. You know what I'm saying? What you think the most valuable part of the AC is? A lot. A lot. That copper I'm talking about, bro. And you know when I found that out? When my man Glenn hit me up with that dude who had like them 80 to 100 ACs in his yard that he had bought. And the people at the spot on 8th Street broke it down to me like, oh, now you want to hit him like this, hit him like this, hit him like this. Y'all leaving money. Because the nigga who came through that my man's Jimmy had hit up, he told me, yeah, I know how to do this here. He didn't know how to do a goddamn thing. He was doing the junk too difficult. And he didn't know how to separate it. The money is in the radiators. That silver part in the front, that's where the bread at. And you got two different types. You got clean and dirty. And then the ones that's that's dirty, they got like the little rings on the outside. You want to cut the rings off because that's a different price. You know what I'm saying? If you bust down the AC, man, the little black little pump, whatever you call that hoe, that's the bread. The shell after you bust it down, that's some bread. And the radiator, but that copper, man, you ain't gonna get no money off that copper, bro. No money off that copper. Did I have a lawnmower blade? No, man. I was a minimum security prison, man. I ain't even a lawnmower blade. I seen niggas pull that lawnmower blade out that ground, though. I seen the nigga reach in and grab that hoe. I said, well, somebody finna die today. I kept on walking.
Yeah. Walk the other way.
It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of copper, bro. Yeah, that's not what a bread at if you bust it down. Truth be told, with the recycling centers, yeah, the compressor, appreciate you. The recycling centers here, but you got to have a letter from the homeowner if you can't prove that's your house. Or you can't scrap it. Unless you have a legal business. So I got a little business. I ain't got to bring no letter.
Boy, definitely in the county by good about 6 months.
Yeah, he deserved to be in the county for being stupid. But come on. John 11:9, so we can get out of here.
He said, Yahusha answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumble not, because he see the light of the world. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbled, because there's no light in him. These things said he. And after that, he said unto them, our friend Lazarus sleep, but I go.
Now, we just came because he said he the light of the world. Now, we can read John 12. That's right. Clean, bright wire where the money at. Now, I'm telling you, now, if you could get hold to some ACs, boy, you can make you some bread now. I think out of them 100 ACs, man, I think that junk was like a gross 6 bands. But they had a lot of ACs back then. What does the person have to do to get life in prison? Not think. That's all you got to do. I'm not finna enumerate no crimes that'll get you life in prison, man. Not thinking to get you life in prison. Real quick. And that is not where you want to be at, sir. Because I'm going to tell you right now, them white folk get you in that room until you get butt naked and spread your booty hole open and cough. You're going to reassess your whole life and the decisions that you make. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that ain't what you want. I told you, boy, when I went to Lake Butler, boy, them people make you get butt naked, put your head on the bench, boy, and toot your booty in the air. Talking about spread them. Nigga, that ain't nothing but straight humiliation, my nigga. That's straight emasculation. They trying to break your spirit before you even walk through the door. Yeah, that's what they make you do when you go to North Florida Reception Center, man. They probably make you do it at all reception centers. You know what I'm saying? When you come to, when they bring you in that door, now Lake Butler, they like to show you this little jar. I don't know if they still do it. Where everybody gold teeth in it, where they just knock niggas gold teeth out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, them people want you to get butt naked. Put your head on the bench, because when we was there, they walked past one dude and he was like, "Boy, look like you've been tampered with." I said, "Lord."
No.
They were ranking on the nigga belt. You know what I'm saying?
Broke his spirit before he even got behind the wall.
Yeah, man, them people was on one. I say people prison and living good. I mean, now it depends on the state. You say you follow people in prison on Instagram, they got pizzas and PlayStations and Jordans. Depends on the state.
I got it out here for free.
You know, you can be out here with a PlayStation, bro. You don't got to go to prison to play a PlayStation. You ain't got to go to prison to buy no Jordans. You damn sure don't got to go to prison. It costs you $5. You can go to Little Caesars right now, hot and ready.
Only when it's hot.
Hot and ready.
I ain't living, bro. Pieces of PlayStation joy.
Now, it depends on the state. Because in the state of Florida, ain't nobody got no Jordans in the state of Florida. Ain't nobody got no PlayStations. And if you eating pizza in prison, it's because a guard brought it. You know what I'm saying? That's any state for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Unless you buying pizza out the commissary. But yeah, you can't wear Jordans in the state of Florida. They won't allow it. Nigga see you out there with some Jordans on that yard, man, you going to the box.
Common shoes in prison.
Yeah, I know. You could buy shoes in Florida prison, but they sell New Balances. At least they did when I was in there.
I think that's what they got.
They sell New Balances, man.
We had Stan Smith of North New York.
Yeah, it depends on where you're incarcerated at. Because I seen in Missouri that they can have PlayStations. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, in California, they got TVs in their cells. You can't have no TV in your cell in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Florida prisons are more based off of military barracks and military operations. So, yeah, that's not happening. You know what I'm talking about? But, yeah, you don't want nothing to do with prison, man, because I'm trying to tell you, man, if you're not swift on your toes, man, nigga gonna have you grabbing your ankles in that man.
It's like that in the feds.
Now, the feds is a little different.
In the feds,
But I don't think they get loose with the PlayStations and the Jordans. That's really most state prisons, man. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. Because I think I know who he talking about. I seen the clip of the dude with Jordans that niggas on the street didn't have. Straight. So I'm talking about strip you, shower you down like a dog, and shave your bald in the early. They do that here. They do that here, Coy. They do that here, boy. I'm talking about when you go to prison in Florida, man, you cutting all your hair off. They shaving your bald, military cut. And you can't grow your hair out. Ain't no beard. You're not finna do all that. You can say they can give you a brother pass. You know what a brother pass is, little Johnny?
One guard.
That's a shaving pass. So if you got a shaving pad, you ain't got, because they want you to shave every day like you do in the military. Can you imagine putting a razor on your face every day? Yeah, she is, man. What? That's why they call it a brother pad, because all the black men always had a shaving pad, saying that you had to shave with the clippers, so they could get by with having stuff. You know what I'm saying? White boy, you got to put that razor on that boy. There was a white boy I was in there with. He had a shaving pad. They were like, "Cracker, how?" This is CO talking to him. Yeah. "Cracker, how you get a brother pad?" Nigga like, hell no. That white boy had one though. You talking about go to the nurse? This cracker ain't supposed to have no brother pads.
I do that at home.
When I first got a late brother, that lightweight lady, she had one leg longer than the other, rotund looking woman. You know what I'm saying? Ghastly also. You know what I'm talking about?
He can handle prison.
She walked up, we all out there, she talking about, "Welcome to hell." I say, shoot, that's probably what your husband say every time he come home, Mo. No, what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. He said, "I can handle prison. I'm 6'4", 240. Oh, you talking wrong. You talking wrong. Why do you even want to handle prison? Why is that in your brain? You could be 6'4", 240 and still get bent over. Nigga, nobody don't care nothing about all that. You could be 6'4", 240 and get stabbed. Why do you want to be in prison? Nigga, I have been out of prison for 16 consecutive years, nigga. I got out April 1st, 2009, man. I'm not going back to prison, man. Man, you couldn't pay me to go back to prison, man. Man, I'm only going to prison for possession of a firearm by convicted felon because I shot a nigga who tried to harm my people or myself or for the word. Other than that, man, I'm not going to jail for you niggas, man. Man, you niggas crazy as hell. Man, that junk is not what it do, bro. That junk is not what it do. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, he trolling, bro. Don't answer him no more.
No, he just saying that he right here. This bro. He might be dead serious.
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
He said my height and weight should fear people once I enter the county. Man, nobody care about that. This is how you know this a nigga who ain't never been to jail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The biggest niggas get beat up.
I'm gonna tell you something real, blood. I'm gonna tell you something real, man. Whole niggas gonna be scared. Oh, that's a big nigga. Real niggas, man, you can run in there to a nigga who 5'7", 155 pounds, and he gonna like, what's happening? You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, we could bump. Like that video of Big John talking about, you telling me you gonna beat me? He said, I've been fighting big niggas all my life. Nigga, what's happening? Yeah, man, the average man ain't. I seen some ladies keep talking about that. Men are scared of men. That's why they don't want to protect women. It ain't that niggas ain't scared of men per se. I don't know what this nigga got on his mind. That's something that a lot of ladies don't take into account. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily you scared of this man. I don't know what he got on his mind and how far he willing to go. Because I see a lot of ladies don't really give a damn if a nigga get killed. You know what I'm talking about? Just act like I'm just supposed to, like I'm blank, man. I'm Superman. Bullets just gonna bounce off me. Nah, man. Some niggas like, one thing about a man, men learn at a very, very early age. If you want to live a long time, mind your business. You know what I'm talking about? All that trying to put a cape on and fly through the sky and save everybody, that's a surefire way to have some doggone, what it is, some Publix cake and some macaroni and cheese and some wings at your repast, nigga. Flower bringing. Because I tell y'all this all the time, man. If you're going to intervene in some stuff, you got to have it clicky. You have to have the click in your brain that I might have to kill this person. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of ladies think you just can intervene and that's where it stops. Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I tell men, if you're going to intervene in anything, you need to make sure that you go into it knowing I might have to kill this man. And if you know that ain't you got a cell phone. You know what I'm talking about? 911. Yeah. He said, I'm not trolling. I'm dead serious. Every guy I done been with wanted me because they. But I thought you say you was in the house watching porn, beating your meat, man. Which one is it? That's what you told me last night. That's. Now walk around here, make a put your penis down. Sure, I know how to troll. I'm a master at it. They don't want me to do it. It's lucky you ain't catch me in my prime. You know what I'm talking about? Between the ages of 14 and 26, Lord have mercy. Yeah, we had some good old days, right? You know what I'm saying? If you don't do it as often, you don't stay as sharp. You know what I'm saying? This fourth is ranking like that. Yeah, ages 14 to 26. Oh yeah, you ain't got no problem. These niggas better be glad, man. I'm trying to be a professional. You know what I'm saying? Revelation 2 and 27.
Down 12.
Oh my bad. 12 and what? Oh, I ain't even tell you the verse. My bad. It was a better verse than what we read. Nah, that ain't it. You play center, that's how I know. You know I'm a big guy.
You play center, I mean,
I think he talking about basketball. Nah, you good, bro. You good.
he talking about football. He talking about you like the young man. Really.
That's a position that I would have been like, no, I'm gonna pass on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Oh, it's John 8-12.
That shouldn't be a part of the sport. 8 points. You touch the ball every time.
No, I just couldn't be comfortable enough somebody like this here because it's not the fact that because their fingers ain't like this here. His hand is here. And it's like this here. I don't want to be that intimate.
It's my quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
But he was wide receiver though.
My practice season. Out of season.
I ain't gonna lie though. A lot of quarterbacks and centers be having real close relationships after they retire. You know what I'm saying?
I can imagine. That's a lot of
You wonder
snaps.
why.
That's a lot of snaps. That's a lot of snaps. Boy.
But you got, yeah, you got to.
And not even just with that, because the position they play, they got to be on the same page with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? When they, you know, but this it here.
Wait for you to wrap it up, man.
No, I'm talking about as far as line calls and reading the defense and all that.
You gotta see the same thing.
Yeah, you got to see the same thing. Because if he set the wrong protections and y'all seeing the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Boom! Can't hold the ball that long. That was gonna happen.
Yeah, bro. I was going to laugh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would happen. Now I'm sitting here like this. Here, my neck broke. I hate you. Yeah. Dan, De'Aaron, go. You know what I'm saying? That's our people, man. You just got to tighten up on your backstroke, man. You can't come down here with that weird stuff. Go ahead, man. You got churn.
This big y'all shot get into them say.
What's the first said? 8 and what?
8-12.
So this big y'all shall again unto them saying, I'm the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
He said he'll give you the morning star. He'll give you life. 9 and 5, man, John, man. We can exit stage left, man. We have about 2.5 hours, man. Theatra is complete. Praise the Lord.
Says as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
He said he'll give you the morning star, didn't he? So we're going to close out with Revelation chapter 2. Verse 26 one more time. Y'all willing when we come back. Sargis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea.
And he that overcome and keep my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
And he shall what?
Rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to
So again,
shivers.
remember, right? We read that in Psalms. So basically what was promised to him, he promising it to you. Go ahead.
Shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Abba,
And I will give him.
the morning
So
star.
if he's going to give you the day star, he's going to give you light because he is the light bearer. You know what I'm talking about? And he that have an ear,
Let him hear what the Ruach saying to the assemblies.
and that's good. So hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. Bless you out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. You who are willing, man, we'll be back at it. Yahuwah Baruch, Mika. Oh, shoot. I hope you're good. I ain't know you were still down here. But I appreciate y'all time this evening to bless out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You who are willing, we'll be back at it on Wednesday to make it do what it do. Shalom, Sister Regina. Praise you who indeed, man. And prayerfully y'all understood all that, man. But just keep in mind that one point. Boy, you all right, boy? Looks like somebody scared you, boy. You know what I'm saying? But just keep in mind what we were talking about earlier, man. Don't compromise. Stand on what you stand on. What you live, profess it, and live it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You ain't got to, it's not trying to prove nothing to nobody. It's not trying to make a point to nobody. It's just, hey, man, this is what I'm on. Like I told you last night, man, with my homegirl told me, she was like, nah, nigga, I know you. You know what I'm saying? She know that, hey, I'm not trying to do nothing to impress or persuade anybody. Do they compromise in prison? Shoot, don't find out.
A lot of niggas compromise.
A lot of niggas compromise. Their booty hole been compromised. Amen, brother Craig, man. Shalom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go out your way to try to make people believe you this and impress people, bro, that's how you end up folding. When I say, you know what I'm saying? Just be you. That's it. Just be you. Stand on what you stand on. Live how you say you live. Do what you say you're going to do. That's it. Keep it simple. So again, I broke you out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua and Yahuwah willing. Shalom, me. Till the next time. All right, y'all.